Teaching our children to handle money is an important life skill, but where should we start? Our guest today has some great advice, and she comes with quite a legacy on this topic. Rachel Cruze is the daughter of author and talk show host Dave Ramsey, and she joins us now today. Rachel, I can't wait for the tips that you have for us, because I'm a mom to a 7-year-old and an 11-year-old, and these are important concepts for us. But first, I'd love for you to tell us, what's it like to grow up with a man who literally changed the way millions of Americans have thought about money?
Well, I think some people assume growing up as Dave Ramsey's daughter means that we had mutual fund parties and budget meetings all the time, and thankfully that was not the case. Mom and Dad, they were intentional with teaching us how to handle money, and that's why I've become so passionate to help parents do what Mom and Dad did for me, because it's such a gift to give your kids, to let them be financially stable.
That is so true. And I'm disappointed that you didn't have those mutual fund parties. That's really what I was thinking. No, your dad is so much fun to listen to. I'm not surprised. You had some great advice for us when it comes to teaching our kids about money. And the first thing you say is that they have to figure out how this process works, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I think a great place to start, though, is to teaching them to work.
Yes.
And you're going to do this very age appropriately. And so when you teach your 4-year-old to work, it may be them just doing 2 things around the house, kind of picking up their toys. But when a 4-year-old picks up their toys, they're not really picking up their toys. You know, Mom and Dad do most of it, and they just do a couple. But that's okay, and pay them instantly and show them that money comes from work. Money doesn't come from Mom and Dad's back pockets. And so you do that from age 4, and then as they get older, you increase their chores and even the dollar amount per chore. That way they can feel the responsibility of work. So that's a great place for parents to start, something you can implement today.
I love that. The second thing that you really encourage us to do is to teach them a principle of saving money. And boy, that's such a lifelong skill.
It is. It's something adults struggle with. So if you can learn this early in life, you're ahead of most people. And so you want to find things that your kids want to save for. So let them pick out a toy. You know, it could be an American Girl doll, or it could be a car at 16. It doesn't matter what it is, but find something they can save for. And I even encourage parents, cut it out of a magazine and put it on the refrigerator. Let your kids see what they're saving for. And you're teaching them patience. You're teaching them delayed gratification when they're saving. And those are great life lessons to learn at a young age.
Absolutely. Then the spending part of it. You know, if you're going to work hard, you want to be able to spend a little too, and there is a lesson there.
Yes, teach your kids that it's okay to have fun. And every kid, and even adult, is either naturally a saver or a spender. And I'm naturally a saver. And so growing up, I spent a lot more than I probably should have, but that's naturally how I was bent. So you want to encourage which one your child is. So if you have a natural spender, let them enjoy their money, but make them save. And for your savers, that encourage them to save, but make them spend, because you want them to do both.
That is so true. I have 2 kids, and they are exactly opposite, so I absolutely am living that. The last thing is that giving component. We talk a lot about volunteer work and doing for others, and this is so critical as well.
It is. You want to just teach your kids to live with an open-handed mentality. And what that does is it teaches them that the axis of the world doesn't run through the top of their heads, that there are other people and it's not all about me. And we live in such a selfish culture. And so when you give, you're saying no to yourself and yes to someone else. And so to let your kids experience that is incredible. And to do it with the money they've earned, because that's when they'll feel it. That's when the impact happens, versus you just handing them a dollar maybe in the church parking lot.
I love this. These are such great concepts. Smart Money, Smart Kids is the book. Go pick it up. Let's all learn together how to teach our kids some valuable lessons. Rachel, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet.